Since the beginning of music, the ingenuity as well as the culture of people have changed the way that we hear structured sound. Humans have been trying to persistently find a new way to twist and turn notes and sounds together to make music. Our generation has now involved processors and devices that connect to computers in order to emit sounds. We've integrated analog instruments and hands-on instruments, such as guitar and drums, into programs so that we can structure it in the same manner as our predecessors, but with quicker, on-time, and crisper results. But the question that arises is, have we taken it too far? Where do you say the artist is no longer an artist and now just using predetermined sounds and puts puzzle pieces together and calls it a song? This podcast will cover our opinions as well as some successful musicians' opinions on the technology advancements of our generation and how they play a vital role in how we judge and perceive the level of talent in the music industry. Music companies like Avid or Ableton have taken on the responsibility to generate sounds and structure notes and presets built into their own software programs. Users can simply scan through the libraries incorporated with the program, then find sounds and loops that suit their needs. The problem here isn't the versatility that the users have been given. It is the fact that the user didn't actually create the sound. A software engineer did. Yet artists continue to become successful using these programs. Large companies continue to create products that easily adapt to their computer-based programs. They have made it virtually impossible to mess up timing or miss a note. You simply go into the piano roll of the recorded MIDI information and drag the notes or hits into the correct positions, or in some instances, the device or program does it for you. By creating this perfect world for musicians, it gives them the satisfaction of producing something that is not even real. It then comes down to the live performance. How well can an artist or band perform the music without the help of programs or effects that assist them with the timing and the placement of sounds?
And let me say this blunt. The worst thing that ever happened to music was Pro Tools. You couldn't do that back in the day. Couldn't do that back in the day because nobody really, if you weren't talented, nobody was gonna spend their money on you.
At today's prices, we can purchase a studio in the 1970s would have cost $600,000 or $700,000 with all the capabilities of it, and it goes on a laptop.
The 2-inch size tape was rather heavy, and during an album project you might have 10 to 25 reels of tape and 1 or 2 songs per reel of tape, so you'd constantly be loading them up, transferring, recording.
It goes on the same computer that you use for your email and your web surfing. You're producing the music, you're creating the music, you're doing the post-production, you're distributing it, and it all happens while you're in your pajamas.
You know, like you can abuse certain instruments that are made for musicians these days, and maybe there was a little bit of that going on, but we weren't the only one. I think Jay-Z took a stance as well, so I don't think we're alone.
Think about it. You have 64-channel Reaper software that any knucklehead can have in their house, which is free. They can download the software for free with 600 plugins for free. Or they can spend $1,700 a day at Pachyderm Studios using a Neve console.
Is it easier in the sense that you're not constantly putzing with the equipment to make it perfect? Yes, that's a nice thing. But you still have to know what mics, where to place them, what levels you're working at, what good EQ is, all those basic things. If you're going to be a competent audio professional, you still have to learn all those things.
Absolutely. Not only will we learn what it takes to make it in the entertainment industry, but we will also learn how to use the equipment in today's high standards. Wholesale has provided us with Logic Studio for Mac, which is basically a much simpler version of Pro Tools. By having this product while attending, we can apply what we are learning to our own projects. Learning how to use the product from a professional standpoint should put us beyond the average guy that produces from his bedroom studio.
It may lack a bit of authenticity. You do cut out a lot of the takes that it might need for a live band to perfectly get through their song and to make it sound as perfect as possible. I mean, you do have to admit that it sounds good. I can appreciate both the sounds of the live instrument as well as the computer-generated music sound.
I prefer live instruments to process sounds any day, not just in live performances but on record as well. There's nothing wrong with using today's technology to assist you in finding those sounds to harmonize your track, but I feel that there should always be some sort of touch or play. Whether it's through a MIDI device or played on drum pads, you still get the quality of professionally pre-recorded sounds, but with the velocity and emotion from an artist.
Most artists and producers these days are using computer-generated sounds. A lot of artists and producers have been using synthesizers in all different types of genres. In my opinion, I think computer-generated sounds are used good for hip-hop, rap, and techno artists. I think live recorded sounds are used best for rock and country artists. I personally would prefer computer-generated sounds because there are a lot of different sounds and instruments for all types of music.